Okay, traders, we got AKER this morning, gapping up really nice, but might be a little too nice. So I watched this the entire move so far, and I saw this bull flag down here, but it was already up from 110 to $2. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wait on it. I want to see a big pullback, a big wash, a sell-off at the start, and we're just continuing climbing. Now, why is the stock up? We had some news in pre-market, and it says AKER exploring potential business combinations in alternative sectors, including the cannabis sector. But this is all just potential. See, that's the word that scares me. It says potential. And then if we look down even further, it says this right here, which kind of turns me off a little bit. There can be no assurance that the exploration of strategic alternatives will result in any transaction or other alternative. So it's just a hype PR. All it is a hype PR. And that's why we're getting this hype. There's going to be a lot of short sellers on this at the start. I will look to long this if we see a big wash. And the market is now open. Let's see if we get that wash. I want to see a sell-off. And oh my goodness, we're getting it. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. We're sitting a little stagnant around 250. Bouncing right off of 239. The VWAP. This is why you guys need this indicator. It's bouncing off of that really nice right now. But I avoided buying it at the open for one because TD Ameritrade is super slow. Two, it's a rule of mine, don't try to buy things at the open unless we see a big wash, big sell-off. I don't buy into hype. Even if this does run right now, I would not buy it just because we're extended from $1.10 all the way up to about $3. I'm not going to buy this right here. I want to let the water settle a little bit on this one. Let some patterns develop, because what we're seeing is short sellers are picking this up above $3. You know, short sellers want this as high as it'll go. So if we break 3, this is where a lot of people are getting trapped. This is kind of difficult to read, I'll be honest with you, because we have a long lower shadow and then we have a long upper shadow. So what that's saying is, okay, we have a lot of buyers and we have a lot of sellers. We don't really know which direction we're going to head yet. So let's wait for the patterns to develop instead of trading it when it hasn't yet made up its mind. This was a great sell-off at the start, 235. You know, from 275 down to 235, that was about 50 cents. But still, we were just so overextended. That's why I didn't pick it up. But whoever did, you know, great job. AKER just hit 320. Now, this is a triple top. You see 312, and then this upper shadow here, and then this upper shadow here. We're seeing some resistance around these levels at 310, 320. This could be the top, guys, with these indicators here. And I do feel sorry for anyone who's buying this $3 break up in here around 320. You know, that this is where you could blow up an account, because this could be selling off now. This is why you want to make sure you sell quickly, because there's no guarantee this is going to turn around and break 320. It could, but those are the wrong lessons to learn. If you're buying the breakout and then you have a fake out breakout, you need to sell that quick. And price action is king on this, guys, but if you notice at the time of sales, you can really get a sentiment for which direction it's going to be heading. And I'll show you a little trick here. If you click on that button right there on TD, you can show greater than or equal to 200 shares. So there's a lot of 100 share orders that print on the tape, and I feel like it just adds a lot of noise. If you do 200 or over, it shows you just bigger orders that are coming through. It gives you more of a direction of probably where the stock is heading. So we're seeing a lot of red prints right now, and then it's selling off. Okay, I got in at 260 there. I was trying to buy the wash. Got in at 260 just with 500 shares. Was trying to buy that really big sell-off right there from $3 all the way down to 260. And I don't really feel very comfortable with this one, so I'm probably going to be taking my profit. I don't feel comfortable with it, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't feel comfortable with that one. I just took the quick profit. It was just a break-even trade across the board. I didn't feel comfortable with it. Now we're dropping even more here. That was not a very good example because we went red on the day. See, our open is at 266, and then we completely broke that all the way down to like 255 is where it was. I didn't like that trade at all. But what I really want you guys to learn from this is don't be afraid to buy into red candles. Most of the time, the people that lose are buying into green candles. You're buying into these breakouts over $3, which is where our stock is having tough resistance. And then if you buy at 315, 320, and now we're down at 250, those are some of the hardest lessons to learn. And a lot of people who just begin trading experience that because they buy into breakouts and then they become like a deer into headlights when the stock is turning against them and having a big sell-off such as this from about $3 all the way down to 250, and then they just blow up their entire accounts. And there's no doubt there's some people blowing up their accounts today. So I'm green on that trade. I did not like it though. Here's the wash at 250. So what you want to do is pay attention to quarter dollars, half dollars, and whole dollars. When you see a wash such as this, $3 to 250, that's a good indicator. Okay, to buy at 250. I got in just a little prematurely, excited that we were seeing such a red candle, but I could have waited a little bit longer because now we're red on the day. We're below VWAP, but we're below the open of the day. This could just fade off the rest of the day. And this is when the people who blow up their accounts, their money is transferring over to the short sellers who were shorting up at 320. That's why you got to cut quickly, buy into red candles. Don't be afraid to do that. This stock was so overextended that there was no way I was going to buy a green candle. I knew that. I'm not buying a green candle. I've already learned my lessons. I've learned those hard lessons, and thankfully with small amounts of money. But these indicators here, a lot of short sellers use. So they're saying, okay, VWAP's at 275. That's going to be my stop above that. 275 is also a quarter dollar. It's the VWAP area. We're under it. We're under the open of the day. We should be fading off now. I'm not saying 100% this is going to fade off, but it happens quite often. We'll have an overextended stock, and then we open up, and this thing pushes even higher, and then we're really overextended, very overbought on the RSI. Then we just see it start coming down and fading off the rest of the day and not able to get it back above the VWAP and the open of the day. Especially now that we made a green to red move. Alright guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to take my paper profit of $10 and go get some off the dollar menu. It's Thanksgiving week, so we got to be thankful for whatever we can get. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Put them in the comment section below. I'd be happy to help. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. See you tomorrow.